Have you ever walked into the kitchen and suddenly forgotten why you went there? Or searched the house for your glasses, only to discover they were already on your head? Most people laugh when this happens. But when you are over 60, the laughter can quickly turn into a quiet question. Is something happening to my memory? Maybe you forgot an appointment. Maybe a familiar name disappeared from your mind. Or perhaps you started telling the same story twice without realizing it. And late at night, when the house becomes quiet, a frightening thought may enter your mind. Could this be the beginning of dementia? But before you assume the worst, you need to know something important. Not every memory problem is caused by dementia. Sometimes, the real cause is hiding in your bedroom, your medicine cabinet, your hearing, your emotions, or even a simple health problem that has never been checked. And by the end of this video, you may understand your memory in a completely different way. A woman named Linda began noticing changes shortly after her 72nd birthday. She lived alone in a small home outside Columbus, Ohio. She still drove to the grocery store, paid her own bills, and called her 2 grandchildren every Sunday evening. But little things began to worry her. One morning, she put her coffee in the refrigerator and the milk in the cabinet. Another afternoon, she missed a dental appointment that had been written clearly on her calendar. Then she forgot that she had already paid the electric bill and sent a second payment. Linda did not tell anyone. She was afraid her daughter might take away her car keys. She was afraid her family would stop trusting her. Most of all, she was afraid of losing the independent life she had worked so hard to protect. Maybe you have felt this too. Many older adults hide memory problems because they fear what those problems might mean. But when Linda finally spoke to her doctor, she discovered that her memory was being affected by several smaller issues working together. The first hidden cause was poor sleep. Linda believed she was sleeping because she spent 8 hours in bed. But she woke up several times each night. Sometimes she needed to use the bathroom. Sometimes pain in her hip woke her. And sometimes she simply stared at the ceiling, thinking about her late husband. By morning, her body had rested a little, but her mind had not. Sleep is not just a time when the brain turns off. It is part of how the brain organizes information and prepares for the next day. When sleep is broken night after night, attention can become weaker. Thinking may feel slower. Names and words may become harder to reach. You may notice yourself reading the same paragraph several times. You may forget what someone told you during breakfast. You may enter a room and lose track of what you plan to do. The memory may not always be gone. The information may never have been stored clearly because your brain was exhausted. And this is the part nobody talks about. Many older adults accept poor sleep as a normal part of aging. But loud snoring, waking up gasping, morning headaches, or feeling exhausted after a full night in bed may deserve a conversation with a healthcare professional. A steady bedtime, morning sunlight, gentle daily movement, and less caffeine late in the day may also support better sleep. Small changes may not fix everything overnight. But sometimes, the smallest change after 60 can bring back peace. The second hidden cause may be sitting inside your medicine cabinet. As people grow older, they often take more prescriptions, over-the-counter medicines, and supplements. One medicine may help with pain. Another may help with allergies. Another may help with sleep. A fourth may have been prescribed years ago and never reviewed again. Each one may appear harmless by itself. But some medicines, especially when combined, can affect alertness, attention, and memory in older adults. Linda had started using an over-the-counter nighttime product after her husband died. She never considered it a real medicine because she bought it without a prescription. But her doctor explained that even non-prescription products can sometimes cause unwanted effects. Here is what many seniors discovered too late. Over-the-counter does not always mean Risk-free. This does not mean you should become afraid of your medicines. And it does not mean you should stop taking anything on your own. Stopping a prescription suddenly can be dangerous. Instead, make a complete list of everything you take. Include prescriptions, pain relievers, sleep products, vitamins, and herbal supplements. Take that list to your doctor or pharmacist and ask a simple question. Could any of these be affecting my thinking or memory? That one question may reveal something that has been overlooked for years. The third hidden cause is not found in the brain alone. It may be carried in the heart. Grief, depression, long-term stress, and loneliness can make it difficult to focus and remember. Imagine an older man named Robert sitting alone at his kitchen table after losing his wife of 46 years. The television is playing, but he is not watching it. His daughter calls and explains what time she will visit on Saturday. Robert says he understands. The next day, he cannot remember the conversation. His family assumes his memory is failing. But Robert's mind was somewhere else when his daughter called. He was looking at the empty chair across the table. He was thinking about the life he once had. Sometimes memory begins with attention. When the mind is overwhelmed by sadness, worry, or isolation, it may not fully take in what is happening around it. That does not mean the person is pretending. It does not mean they are weak. And it does not mean their pain should be dismissed as just getting older. Depression in later life does not always look like crying. It may look like sleeping too much, losing interest in meals, avoiding phone calls, feeling tired, becoming irritable, or no longer caring about activities that once brought joy. Before you ignore this, think about your own life for a moment. Have you become more forgetful during a season of grief? Have you stopped seeing friends? Do your days feel so similar that Tuesday and Thursday seem almost the same? Speaking with a doctor, counselor, family member, faith leader, or trusted friend can be an important first step. A weekly lunch, a morning walk with a neighbor, volunteering, or calling someone regularly may sound simple. But human connection gives the mind something to look forward to. And sometimes, it reminds a person that they are still part of the world. The fourth hidden cause is hearing loss. This one surprises many families. A person may appear to forget something when they never heard it clearly in the first place. A granddaughter says, "Grandpa, my school play is next Friday at 7. Grandpa hears part of the sentence. He smiles and nods because he does not want to ask her to repeat herself again. Later, when he misses the play, everyone believes he forgot. But how can the brain remember information it never received clearly? Hearing loss often happens slowly. You may turn the television louder. You may struggle in restaurants. You may understand one person in a quiet room, but lose the conversation when several people are speaking. Over time, you may begin avoiding social gatherings because following conversations requires too much effort. Research has also found a connection between untreated hearing loss and faster cognitive decline in some older adults. That does not mean hearing loss automatically causes dementia, but it does mean hearing deserves attention. A hearing evaluation may help. So can reducing background noise, facing the person who is speaking, and using hearing devices when they are recommended. There is no shame in asking someone to repeat a sentence. Pretending to hear may protect you from embarrassment for a moment. But clear communication protects your relationships. The fifth hidden cause may be a quiet physical problem. Low vitamin B12, thyroid problems, and certain other health conditions can sometimes cause confusion, slow thinking, or memory symptoms. These problems may develop gradually. A person may feel unusually tired. Their balance may change. They may become weaker, colder, more anxious, or less interested in food. Because these symptoms appear slowly, they are often blamed on age. But age is not an explanation for every change in the body. A doctor may decide that simple blood tests or other evaluations are appropriate. Do not begin taking large amounts of vitamins because of something you heard online. More is not always better, and supplements can sometimes interfere with medicines. The safest step is to describe the changes clearly and allow a qualified professional to look for the cause. This is why Linda's story matters. Her doctor did not dismiss her fears. He reviewed her sleep, medicines, emotional health, hearing, and physical health. Linda's memory did not become perfect. She still occasionally misplaced her keys. She still needed to write appointments on a calendar. But she began sleeping more consistently. Her medication routine was reviewed. She joined a weekly church lunch, had her hearing checked, and started calling her daughter whenever she noticed a new change. Most importantly, she stopped suffering in silence. Normal aging can include occasionally forgetting a name and remembering it later. It can include misplacing an object or needing more time to learn a new device. But memory changes should be discussed with a healthcare professional when they begin interfering with daily life. Getting lost in familiar places, repeatedly missing important payments, taking medicines incorrectly, leaving the stove on, or struggling with tasks that were once familiar should not simply be ignored. Sudden confusion should be treated as urgent. Asking for help does not mean surrendering your independence. It may be one of the best ways to protect it. Your memories are more than names and dates. They are the first home you bought. The sound of your children running through the hallway. The road trips, family dinners, difficult seasons, private victories, and people you still carry in your heart. So when your memory changes, it is understandable to feel afraid. But fear should not make you hide. Speak up. Write down what you notice. Bring someone you trust to medical appointments. Ask questions until you understand the answers. Because a memory problem is not a personal failure. And growing older does not make your concerns less important. You still deserve to be heard. You still deserve clear answers. And you still have meaningful days ahead of you. If this message helped you feel less afraid or less alone, subscribe to Senior Life Chronicles. In the comments, tell us whether you have ever experienced a period of forgetfulness and later discovered what was causing it. And please share this video with a senior, caregiver, or family member who may need this reminder today. Sometimes, one honest conversation can protect a lifetime of memories.